Don't know when my nights became so complicated. Can't recall my mornings, everything is fading. Maybe this is karma, definition of jading. This day's on my mind, this day's on my mind. Trying to put a mother on my basic feelings. 1 minute I'm calling, then the next I'm stripping. No, let somebody know, I swear she don't deserve it. Oh, it's still on my mind. Rolling the way down, not breathe your hand. You only can rescue me. This is my breath. If you were mine, if you were mine, I wouldn't want to go to heaven.
7 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hey guys, please stop by our site and purchase some of our merchandise today. This is not only a way to spread the word about us, but it is a great way to support the channel. Justmecmb.cc. Come on guys, follow information. Let's go. Hey Mish MObb, and welcome to the Situation Room. Be sure to hit the like button as you come in. And welcome to the Situation Room. Be sure to hit the like button as you come in. Hey guys. Oh, I look close. I'm gonna turn my thing off because I'm too close. So guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live. We're gonna try this one more time. Um, so we are talking about an issue that happened here locally. But in the meantime, I just want to welcome everybody into the live. You saw what the subject line is. I was trying to go live in StreamYard, something that I don't use often, but it's fairly easy. But for some reason, I just couldn't get it together. Now, in normal, just me CMB channel fashion, let's go ahead and honor a Mish MObb member of this episode. We would like to honor Kimberly Julian as an avid member. Thank you so much for being a top commenter and a great support for the channel. Also, guys, let's go ahead if you will hit that like button.
I think I know. I touch that fine for you. I do that three, but I think I know. I touch that fine for you. I do that three, but I think I know. I touch that fine for you. I do that.
So, in today's live, guys, we are going to talk about a subject happening here in my local area. I'm going to go ahead and bring Cherie on. We had such a time in the last time. I don't even want to mess it up. Uh, yes, and I can see you.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, this is Cherie White. She's a friend of mine from childhood. My other childhood friend is actually down there in the chat. Hey, Vera.
Hey, Miss Vera Vera.
So we are going to be talking about a subject that is happening here locally. You know, I did just attempt to go live talking about it. And See, I was trying to see how my head looking. I thought I had the
Girl, honey,
thing.
mine is looking rough because it's after it's almost 11 o'clock here.
Yeah, she's in Vegas, guys. Uh, I don't see how many people we got in the chat. Hold on, let me see. But y'all, we're talking about the school board here in the local Hot Springs area and a situation that's happening here in the city. A woman who is a member of the school board who is married to a man who is on the registry. Um, she's been on the school board for a while. She rewrote some documentation in the school board that allowed her husband, who is on the registry, and should not be allowed on campus of any high school or school here in this area. Um, she rewrote the paperwork so that he could be allowed locally. Now, myself and Cherie was having a conversation about this, and I told her that I felt like this would be a good conversation to publicize. So, because of the nature of everything. So, with that being said, we're going to have this conversation. Also, I'm going to go ahead and drop the guest link in case anyone else at any point has something to say. You guys can definitely come on the panel and speak your piece as well. It's welcome. Let me go ahead and put it down below here. So Cherie was mentioning and said that she feels that the lady should be fired. And she stated why she felt that way, by her. She said they are talking about it on 4, 7, 11, and 16. Really? I haven't seen any of it. I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, so there's the school board is going through right now elections. So there's someone that is running for school board that has the same name as my cousin. So the only thing that I knew is that uh everybody kept asking him, was he running? He he never said anything about the other part of it, why they was asking. And they kept calling him for information when it came to how he felt about that and what he was gonna do about it. Because a lot of people want this lady fired. Um I told Cherie that I understood. I guess I've seen it from both sides. Now, what I am going to go ahead and do is let her speak her initial piece, and we will get into this conversation. Go ahead, Cherie.
Okay, so from my standpoint of view, I haven't. First of all, let me just clear the air and say I have no fight in this, but yet I do because I have relatives in the Hot Springs School District there in Arkansas. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm passionate and I'm concerned with it, not just for my kin, but for all kids in general. And when it was brought to my attention, when I noticed this, because I started following this on Wednesday, again Thursday, and then Friday, the superintendent rewrote in their manual. And people who keep manuals, they can go back and see where she has added in there. I don't know if this has to do with her being, I don't know this woman personally, but she made it to where her husband, who is the offender, be able to attend school functions with granted permission, is what I read today. And that's that. So she made leeway so that that could take place with him being on campus for any events for their children because they have school age kids there in the district. That's fine. All parents, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. All parents want the other side to be at functions. I get it. Her love for him is not what's in question. Her responsibility for the school age children, that's what's in question because she put her personal needs above the needs of the children that she took an oath to protect
And I agree with
by
that part.
allowing that.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
the
with
issue
that.
that I have.
I do agree with that part. I mean, it is. you took this job to look out for the best interest of those children. And when it comes to the campus of the school, yeah, she should have been looking out for those kids and not worried about her husband seeing something, because let's be honest, he is the one who became the offender. He did what he did knowing that it was wrong, and he was adjudicated as such. Now, you said that she should lose her job because she didn't look out for the kids. I was saying that I felt that it's bigger than that. He's a grown man. He knew that he did wrong and he was adjudicated wrong. He admitted his guilt, obviously, because for him to still be out with the deplorable things they claim he did, he must have pleaded out, which means that, you basically made a commitment with the schools in kind in order to have your freedom. Okay, you took that freedom with the cost. You got to pay the cost. The cost is you can't be around no damn kids, and likely so. I mean, just
And hold it. So stop right there. So with you stating that alone, that's his responsibility
exactly.
that he has to take, and I hold him accountable for it.
Hmm.
However, his wife, what she did was she put her personal needs and her personal belief that that was okay to be around school age children on campus.
Okay, wait. Say that one more time.
She took her personal needs because that's her husband, and the fact that they have kids, she endangered those children by allowing him on campus at any of the events, regardless if he's of age, and it's his responsibility because she rewrote the guidelines as to what was acceptable for a sex uh class 2 sex offender, however
Okay,
they
hold
list
up,
them.
hold up, hold up. When you refer to that, you have to say registry. You can't say the word on YouTube.
Oh, okay, my bad, I'm sorry.
No problem. Just remember for further. Yeah, just say SA for that word. And when you want to refer to the registry, just say registry.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, go ahead.
So she allowed him, so she has to take accountability for her part in it as well, because when and upon release, hold it, upon release, she knew, because they have to know where you're going and you must know the guidelines that fall behind that, so therefore she knew.
She did. Yes, she knew. She did. And Vera says, my question is, did he register as an offender in our state? Yes, he is on the registry. He is what you said, a level two?
Yes.
Yes, he did in our state. It is known. It's no secret, Vera, is out there that he is an offender. He worked at a school. He committed an act. He became an offender. He is not allowed to be on computers. He is not allowed to be near computers. That's another issue that Cherie had talked about, because, like I said, I wanted her on this panel because she's the one who knows about it.
I took
He
notes. I took notes from a phone conversation that has been advertised between he and his wife from the facility that's holding
Do
him
you
right
have
now.
the? Can you text me the links?
I most certainly can.
Okay, yeah. If I can get the links, there's no inappropriate words in it, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
because I can play it on this live. So, yes, Vera, he did register in the state. Not on, and another thing that she did do that Cherie mentioned was she brought her computer home, which has access to the students' information. Now, I don't know if this
Oh,
happens in all states, guys, but in the state of Arkansas and apparently Nevada, it's like, you know how when you go to the doctor has a little tag and it allows them to access like the computers and stuff. Kids here have some kind of thing that they wear, so I guess it identifies you as
a
a student.
lanyard.
Yeah, so if people see you
A
walking down
lanyard.
the hall,
It's a ID for the students. All
yeah.
students there in that state has them, as well as in Nevada.
Okay, so with that being the case, she was saying that that proprietary information was also available on the computer of the lady. You said, hold on, she said, I took my kids and some family kids out of the district years ago, too ghetto for me, and they don't care about the kids. Well, I graduated from there. Um, I have not had any children in the school system here in Arkansas in quite some time. I'm not going to say they're, I just haven't lived here. So by the time I came back here, obviously my kids were grown. So that's that on that. But I mean, countless people, family, and friends live here. So although I might not have a personal child here, I still have a personal feeling about the things that have went on. And that's a lot. That's I mean, I feel like that she should want to step down. Now, and here's another thing that I feel. When she made the decision to accompany her husband to whatever functions, it should have been made privy to the school board what she was doing. Now, if the school board stood behind her making that decision, then that's that on that. But
And I feel if they stood and if the school board of the people that she employs stood behind her with that decision she made, they too should be released because
from
they
that
don't
job.
have the best interest at heart. And it's been stated today. I learned that it was said that you're not allowed to discuss this with anyone. If we find out that you've done it, you will be terminated as a employee. Now, whether or not that's truth, there's any truth to that, because I'm still waiting to see any type of documentation come to me. I've told them to provide documentation to me, and I will redact their names as those letters were addressed to the school district and the people who are employed there.
All of the parents
Because
on Facebook talking mad trash and haven't been to the meetings to voice their concerns. Only 7 people showed up.
there was
Okay.
more than 7 people there on Friday when the board had then on Friday evening at approximately 5:15 in the afternoon Central Standard Time, the board had come out and decided that they were going to send her on administrative leave. However, the board did not address whether or not it would be paid leave or unpaid, considering that the taxpayers are the ones who's paying for her salary. And yet they
Hmm.
were rushed out of the building afterwards.
Mm. Well, I don't know. I feel like that for she should not have been involved in the rewriting of those particular rules. I feel like that she was in a position that she must have known everything would be good. Cause why would you even that's like walking over hot coals expecting your feet not to get burned. You are literally married to an offender and you have the nerve to write passages in this book that personally seems to benefit your household. That is a horrible conflict of interest. And for that reason
Absolutely.
alone, now on that respect, I agree that she should not be in her current position anymore. Now, when it comes to him being on campus, although she knew it was wrong, I don't
She
hold
allowed it.
her. But I don't say that because he's grown. That's a grown man.
She
Yeah,
allowed it.
she
She
knew
wrote
it.
the rules that would allow him to be there. And she accepted that. She is at fault for that. She has got to be held accountable for that. Now, keep in mind, I don't have kids in that particular school district. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't have no kids in any school district. But
You have grandkids,
pertaining
and
to
it's the same.
pertaining to that district, I do have other family members who attend the school districts. The one thing that I will say for him is that he was not a teacher at the District of Hot Springs. However, he was a Catholic teacher, and there's
Okay.
been documentations that has come out this evening that has just added fuel to my added fire to the fuel here, or however you want to put it. That's added fuel
Um.
to the fire. So, and this particular individual who has come forth, but yet wants to remain anonymous, to which she's a minor, and I totally understand. It
Yeah. And
gave explicit things that were done with him, and now she understands that it was wrong. She didn't.
come on, let's keep it real. Understands that it was wrong. Wench.
Now she understands.
Okay.
When
Can
you
I?
send your kids to school, no, because when you send your kids to school, you send your kids to school with, I am putting my child in the safety of these people to
That's
teach my
true.
kids, to protect my kids.
That's true.
And
Okay, and
if
Vera says, why would she even take the job? Why is she still with this man? Me and my kids will be gone. Me too.
you love who you
Especially,
love, Vera, you love who you
no,
love.
hell no, hell. Come on now. Well, I'm going to speak from my point of view. We can't say what he did, but for what you told me, oh, hell no. Mm-mm. It's
That's
no,
us. Anyone with common sense would say, you know what, no, I can't do this, and no, you're not going to be around our kids unsupervised at any point given time. That's a no, regardless of their age. This man is gaslighting her. If I could find a
baby,
way to
she
get
has
you that
got to be
link,
dumb as dog shit. If there's anything that he can say to make her feel okay about any of that, then it's something wrong with her. And for that reason, I wouldn't want her or even around my kids. Because how do I know that you're not grooming? There's
and
no
that's
way that
exactly what it was. Because upon his removal of the home, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day he was removed from the home, they took laptops, iPads, phones, flash drives, Sims cards. All these things were listed out as into evidence. In the conversation on the phone, he says, I'm guilty. And what they're going to try to do now is go after a mental case for him.
okay, can you go ahead and text me the links? Oh, you said they're on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me
If
see if
you
I
go
can.
to my Facebook page, you should be able to see it in the link. Go down 2 3 days. It's definitely on Friday, and the link is in there.
Okay, I'm looking, y'all. I thought she said that dude was. Let's see. Okay, let me just search your name because let's see. I ain't never on here, so stuff don't never come up right for me.
Come on, come on.
Let's see. Oh, listen, girl, I done got out. Okay, fam. Okay, that's something different. For anyone following Stephanie Nehus was placed on administrative leave. The school board refused to answer any questions regarding whether the leave was paid or unpaid. This is an absolute travesty. Stephanie is a threat to public safety. The school board elections are in just a few days. Every single member needs to be voted out. Each school board member is featured in this post. Dang, he looked different. So let's show. Let me see. So, guys, these are the board members. That's one of them here in. Okay, let me show the next one. Okay, here are all the upcoming board member. I mean, board. I guess meetings. Now, it only showing me one member. Okay, this is one. Linda White, Debbie Ugbog. I don't know none of these
Mm-hmm.
folks. They must not be from here.
I don't know where they from, honestly. But I'm
Cindy
all for the
Rogers.
entire board. If they stand behind her, I'm all in favor for the entire board to be replaced.
Let's see. Okay, and then he look old. Dino Lennox. Now I know him, and I'm willing to bet he is not in agreement with that. Just because, not just because I knew him as a child, it's because I know him as a parent. Baby, that's all I can
I'm not
say.
gonna. I know him as well as a classmate.
See,
However,
but you
what
know
I
him as
will
a
say,
child. You don't know him as a parent, and I do.
exact true.
And
However,
so,
when they put out a statement that the board members are behind her, he has to be looped into it.
not necessarily the board, in and of itself, could have made. Let's be clear about this. When we say that the board is speaking on this, we mean that the attorneys are speaking on this. And so whoever is handling the board now, it would be different if they could say that the board voted on something, and that the board voted and agreed to put out this statement. That's not what they said. And a lot of times when they're speaking of a board, they're speaking of the president and and the VP, the higher upper echelons, and then they're going to tell the secretary to do whatever. Now,
Okay, hold
here's a
on. I
question
don't
though,
know if
Cherie.
you can get. Here's the.
There,
You wanted the links for the phone. You
I
wanted the
think
links
you.
for the phone conversation.
Yeah, you
I
just
just
sent it to
messaged
me.
you that.
Okay, now let me ask you this question. When it comes to, you've done the research and I have not. So I'm asking you, when it comes to the board speaking, um, is everything done by vote? As a parent and an ex detective, he ain't going. He wasn't there on Thursday. That's what I'm saying. See, Vera knows him as a parent too. Dino ain't that deal. Like he not gonna be cool with that. And I'm just gonna say I know it because of some. I just know it. I'm just gonna leave it there. But
They were
yeah,
in favor. Everyone was in favor because on Thursday when they did the vote,
he wasn't there Thursday. That's what she
he
just said.
was. Oh, but he was. He was because I watched it live.
So is that something we can go and look at?
Yeah, it's something you can definitely go and look at. He was there on both dates, Thursday and Friday.
And he voted for what?
When they, after the phone calls, I'm not saying this was why they reconvene, where they came back and did a reconsideration due to
Mm-hmm.
the phone calls that were leaked of him and her, because they were going to reconvene on the 15th is where they left it off, that she would stay in her position on Thursday is where they left it off. Then the phone calls came out. They called a emergency board meeting on Friday. That's when the board had then determined that she needed to be put out on administrative leave.
Okay. Okay. You
Now
say he was there.
when we
Vera
back up
said
to
that she didn't see him. But hold on, before you say anything else. Let's try to play the calls. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to play it. Stephanie Davis.
Hi.
Hey, it's on the phone with Vanessa.
Do you want me to hang up? You want?
No.
Okay.
No. Where are you?
I'm at the detention center in the
Okay.
holding area. Just got
Okay.
brought in. I don't know what to say. I'm a weak failure.
You've got to stop lying to me. That's all I've got to say. Like, Zach, there's no reason this should have happened. No reason.
You're
You have support. You have love. You have someone here who asks lots of questions, and you lied and you lied and you lied, and that's not fair. And our kids, it's our kids that you're hurting the most.
I know. I've been thinking about y'all the whole time.
So,
I'm, like I said,
okay, hold on. So, he didn't even tell her the truth.
True. That's the reason why she cannot be held responsible for. She can't be responsible for not knowing what he was doing behind her back. Because as a wife, I right now my husband is in the living room. I don't know what he's doing in the living room outside of I can hear the TV going, so I assume he's watching TV. 99% he's probably asleep. But if he tell me he's watching TV, I have to assume he's watching TV
Okay,
because
listen
I'm
some
not
more.
right there next to him
Okay.
that can vouch. I don't have x-ray vision.
I do have no excuse.
How long has it been happening? I mean, I don't want you to say a lot because obviously, but
Yeah. Um, well, that phone there just last week, but I had gotten a cheap tablet at Walmart and was using that.
wait a minute. To do what? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
But, Stephanie was the same.
I got a cheap tablet from Walmart.
I look at it, and then I delete it and say never again. Just feel like an idiot. And it was, mostly the visits with Father George. And there was one about a month ago that he said, you know, because I would do a confession, I would tell him everything in confession. And he said, you just got to eliminate access. And
Yeah.
I took that tablet and I beat it up with a hammer and I threw it in the trash. And so I was good. I felt, all right, yes, I'm in control. I feel very good. But, just a while later, I don't know, several days later, a week later, I just started thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna go. It's 30 minutes, so we're not gonna be able to listen to the whole thing. I'm just gonna skim through.
Very much. I was thinking, I love you. Who's gonna fix him breakfast?
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna all help each other, and we're gonna pray for you, and we're gonna pray that you will do what you can to come back home. So,
Yeah. Well, I love y'all.
I love you. I don't know how much time we're gonna have, kids. So, is there anything else you need to say, Dawn? I'm gonna say this. I don't know that I could allow my kids to have this conversation with him. Guys, anybody else who is in this live who wants to put their 2 cents in, please do so. I want to hear from moms. I want to hear from anybody who has feelings about a situation, about this situation. I know you may not live here locally, but this is not just about this one place. This is period. This is parents protecting their kids, grandmothers protecting their grandchildren, aunts, uncles, all of us. We all have a vested interest in the society. Now, by her saying that he lied, my question is lied about what? Because here's the thing. Did he lie about having this offense? Or did he lie about um
The continuation.
so she knew he was on the registry.
Yeah,
Mm. Because I mean, she's sitting here letting him talk to the kids. My question is, if he went so far as to touch somebody in a way that he should not have, whatever, how do you expect him to just decide to stop? So then at that point, how are you safe with your children being with him? I don't get it.
as a mother, I would have my guards up.
That's what
You're
I'm
my
saying.
husband. I love you.
I,
We
I,
have
I
that connection. I would always have my guards up.
but you know what? In my mind, I would feel a type of way because of this. To say I love you is saying that I love all of you. So I would have to love the that part of you as well, and I don't think I could do that because that is causing hurt, harm, and danger to an innocent person who had no choice in the matter. So to say that you would do that to somebody, I don't know that I could be okay with that. And so to love somebody, you gotta. I'm gonna say this: the way I was raised is we love the way God loved His church, right? And so that means all encompassing. That means there's no conditions on it.
Unconditional.
I can't say that I don't know that I could do that with a person like that because they hurt somebody innocent. They didn't. I don't know. I just I don't think I could get at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to have them even around my kids, no man. It's my job to protect them. Just like this, that lady's job as a member of the school board to protect the children that's in that school. That has to even come before home.
Exactly. That's my
So,
point.
so, but okay, but let's be fair to her. If she was lied to, that's where I'm coming from. That's why I'm saying, like, now it's like, okay, what's really going on? Because what the hell did he lie about?
When you hear the conversation,
Okay.
let me go back through my notes here because I
Okay, let
made
me play a little
notes.
bit more while you doing that.
Oh, 15 minutes. I
So,
guess you said no? I said 15 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay, so you have a few minutes. Do you have anything you need to say? There's not much to say right now. At least. Okay, I'm just asking them if they have anything they need to say to you. Yeah, so, I know. That's what I was saying. I don't think they have anything to say right now. There's not much to say. He just so just angry. Jay's angry. He said he doesn't have anything nice to say right now. Yeah, I'm a failure. I'm sorry.
oh Lord. See, to me, that's gaslighting. I'm talking loud, y'all.
Yes,
But that's
yes, he has
gaslight.
been
Oh, I'm a
gaslighting
failure.
her
You
this
want your kids
entire
to feel
time.
no,
Love
no, no.
bombing.
Hold on, Cherie. He's gaslighting his child. His child just said to you, I don't have nothing nice to say to you. Like, oh gosh, I'm a failure. Because you want your kid to feel bad for you. What about the kid that you hurt? You said she needs to be fired and held accountable. Sounds like she may need mental help. Yeah, because see, she's about to cry because he said that. Girl, I will be calling him all kind of names. You, oh,
And throughout the
baby.
conversation, there is no crying. There's you can hear, I guess, I want to say empathy from her for him throughout both conversations.
Yes, because she's operating from a place of love, but you can't.
Exactly.
How can you love? Okay, Vera said she went back and looked at he. I was wrong. He was there, but he wasn't saying anything. Okay, but how do you uphold him in this particular wrong? I'm a failure. You right, punk. You are. Because we sit here and we talk about moms all the time and the rights and wrongs of those mothers. We talk about them for the one simple reason, because you got to love your children sometimes more than you love yourself. You cannot put, and so for her to be here with her child, instead of hugging her child, instead of realizing what this is going to do to her children, she worried about the man. God gave you them kids. You chose that man. You chose to say, I love this man. Now, do you stand by him? I don't know. I ain't married, so I ain't gonna speak from a married tone. I don't know. But as a woman, as a mother, oh, they don't have a choice. I can pick another husband at any point or time. Those kids can't never have another mama. And I would not fail my kids by standing up for him.
Yeah. Sorry, bet y'all through. I love you. I love you. You know, I need to say, okay? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we Julia loves you very, very much. I love you. I gotta put our house back together. Did they make a big mess? Our bedroom was a big mess. Thankfully, the kids' rooms weren't a huge mess. The kitchen's a little bit of a mess. So. Well, I have to tell you, the boys' towels are still in the dryer. I only got paper towels. Okay. It's in there. Oh, so this is a mess. Underroom is a mess.
So I guess she's talking about the mess they made searching her house.
You left me a big mess to clean
Yes.
up too. Thanks a lot. And they took all the devices. So that hard drive where I had all of our pictures, they got it. Yeah. Well,
Right, Vera.
the video camera, the digital camera, which we hadn't used in years. Yeah. SIM cards, our wives, micro SD cards. Yeah. Yeah, Jay's got his PC still here. Yeah. A gray Apple iPad, a black Apple iPad, a silver iPad. Like, I don't even know what all those iPads are. Well, there were two that we had. You know, we gathered up those electronics and we're going to take them to one of those collection days. Yeah. We never did. It was still in the closet. How many iPads did they have there? Did they take Julia's? 1, 2, probably. I think this is Julia's. 1, 2, 3. I guess this is my work one. 4. Okay. 2.
Stop.
Ziploc bag with 2
Stop.
tablets. And
So they took her work iPad. Okay. So that was in the home. She left it in the home. That has children's information somewhere in that iPad. That's a work iPad. So I'm not going to say she purposely did it. And I'm very passionate, and you got to make me understand. That iPad was at home, they took. She logs in at home under her IP address through her Wi Fi system. I'm not saying he's around her because I'm not in the presence of their home when they're there together. But if he's gaslighting her with all this other stuff, he knows how to get into her information. He's a con man. And he's looking. And that has thousands and thousands of school documentation and kids' information because she has to know each student's ID. A photo of them has to be in there. But that was taken. Go ahead. So yeah, she needs to be held accountable.
Silver iPad, Apple iPad, black flip phone. So they took your phone. White iPhone with amber colored case with stars. SanDisk micro SD card, legacy brand thumb drive, SanDisk thumb drive, on brand micro SD card reader, SanDisk micro SD card reader, silver iPad, black Apple iPhone with green case, gray Apple iPad.
How many kids they got?
On female
3.
side of the closet.
They got a bunch of phones.
Wise micro SD card, SanDisk USB, and back of TV. That's probably all of our music. Verizon wireless SIM card, Sony CyberShot digital camera, JVC video camera, my passport, ultra external hard drive. So everything electronic they took. So it got in the safe, but obviously there was nothing in there. He did say we found a holster, a gun holster, so we wondered, and I said, no, I gave all the guns away before he came home. We knew that. She asked me about that. She went out and came back and said, they found a holster. Is there any weapons in there? I said, no. Yeah, yeah. So, I am, I should let your family know. I've sent an email to my staff to try to get in front of that. I'm getting media, like, that's what the kids are really most upset about is why did you do this and jeopardize them, I know. And I don't understand it. So we're not going to worry about a lawyer right now because, the lady was like, I wouldn't worry about any bond until you find out. You just be wasting money until you find out what's going to happen. And I agree. There's no reason to do that. Afraid they pile everything up. I might not get out again, ever. So I'm going to. It's that much more stupid. I know. Because of the way things have changed. Like, stupid, honey. Stupid. And I can't control it. Yeah. I don't know how we're going to control it, but we're going to have to figure out a way. Well, I don't have to worry about it, unfortunately. Yeah, why not? All right. So, what about, like, how's this going to go? Do we know about visitation? Will you be able to make another phone call? Do we know any of that? I don't know. Okay. Once I get to a cell, they'll have the phones up there. I might be able to make a collect call, but do you want me to call collect at all? Oh, yeah. I'll make sure you're okay. I'll need to know if we can visit. I want to put my eyes on you. Yeah. Well, I'll try calling again as soon as I can. Okay. I don't know. I think this is my one call. It said 15 minutes, but it didn't say anything about doing a collect call. So, yeah. I don't know. Please stay safe. Okay? I don't. Please? Well,
Hmm.
I just deserve whatever I get. So, you don't. Sorry. Okay, let me say this. It says this is Chris Skia. These are two phone calls, almost 30 minutes. I offered it to Linda White at the school board, and she refused to listen. So here y'all go. Now, Linda White is the one that's, I think, the president of the school board.
Let me see. I got a note. I'll tell you who she is.
Um,
She's a board member. She don't have any particular listing as to the only one who have listings as members on the board because there's 5 seats. There's Lionel Dino Lennox,
he's
board
C3.
president.
Hold up, that's not what I just saw on Facebook. It said that Linda White was the something. Hold on, let me. Oh shoot, hold on.
Baby, I'm finna send you a screenshot.
You ain't got to. I got it right here. Linda White is the president. Term 2024. She became president last year to 2027. Debbie Ogbaid is the vice president, 2023 to 2026. And then Cindy Rogers is the secretary. Dino Lennox, position 3. He took his position in 2024 to 2027. And then Ann Hill, position 4, 2022 to 2025. Now, who did you say is getting replaced? Did we lose her? I guess she gone. But anyway, so these are the people that are. Hold on. No, she ain't gone. She's still over there. Mm, okay. Okay, so it was said that that was offered to that lady and she didn't want to listen. So that's what is what as of now. Did you hear what I said, Cherie?
Uh, I caught the last of it that it was offered to her and she didn't want to listen.
No,
That was
Dino,
offered
Dino,
Thursday.
Linda White became the president in 2024. So he may have been the president before, but she just took the term last year. It also says he took position 3 in 2024. So they must have bumped seats. I don't know how that works, but anyway. So she was offered it, and since she didn't take it, he put it out here public so people could hear it.
Top drawer, my dresser. Okay. To the left door, my dresser. Okay. To the left at the back. So it's okay. Mike something. I don't remember his last name. Okay. Dark card. Okay. Are you gonna call McDermott? I am gonna call James McDermott and let him know. I've actually Jason's mom just called me because I sent the email to staff, and she called just to say we're here to support you. Like everybody has a story, and we don't judge. And anyway,
Hold on. Something just came to my phone, but I don't see.
this time, but when we do get it, be a blessing. So what you hear, I don't know.
Child, this is tough.
I can't do much more of this. I know. I told you that last time.
Blood
I wasn't
pressure
gonna be able to
rising
keep
in
it.
Nevada.
I know, and that's why I was asking if we're gonna have a 21st anniversary. This call will be terminated in 2 minutes. Well, baby, we got 20 coming. Let's get to 20. Yeah, yeah. So, I love you. I love you. The kids know that I love them. I will. I will. Yeah. All right. Love you very much. Stay safe. Call when you can. Okay. All right. Bye. Thank you. Please remain on the line. Hold for acceptance. Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Zach, an inmate at the correctional facility. Three-way or call waiting is not allowed, and they automatically disconnect this call. This call is also subject to being recorded or monitored, except for privileged communications between attorney and client. Your current account balance is $20.00. Please select from the following options. If you consent to this call
Good
being
Lord.
recorded, and to accept this call, dial 1 now. To reject it, your call has been accepted. Hello? Hello? Hey, it finally worked. Man, I've been trying since 3 o'clock. Well, the first call I got was at 4, and yeah, well, I was going.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
And this call took place on Friday.
And yeah, well, I was
Now
going.
it said, when was the 30th?
Oh, I was going into my massage, and then it wouldn't let me accept.
Uh, when was the 30th?
Uh, I don't have a calendar in here with me.
Okay. Uh, okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the school board.
30th was Wednesday.
Okay, so these two calls are Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
What's sad is she has done some good for the school district, but not protecting the children, and
Okay, Vera just said that you got your wish. What she just read is that she's gone. Rosberg will be superintendent until June, then Hernandez will take over. So, is that, I wonder is that what they're going to discuss here?
to me, she has failed in her responsibilities as an educator in protecting our children. All right, here they come. They are back from executive session. Let's see what they say.
Okay, you there.
Right here we have Mr.
I can't hear it all.
Dino moved that she be placed on leave.
She has been placed on administrative leave effective immediately.
Okay, this is probably what you saw. No, he's the one who made the motion to get her out of there.
Can we ask a couple of questions? Is she going to be on a paid administrative leave?
Yeah, they didn't say.
Well, as you guys see, I asked the question about paid or unpaid leave. They just looked at me and did not answer. This is incompetence at its best. Please go vote and get rid of everyone on this board.
Oh.
It is getting ugly. Um, they have all left. They did not answer any questions. That's the way I expected hot trade still to. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So she's on administrative leave.
Okay, so yeah, and so it's also being stated in there that he has more counts pending. That um they said it's gonna be hundreds of counts. So apparently they found more evidence of improprieties that he's done. So there is that. Um, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is crazy. And the fact that she's in the position that she's in. If I was her, I would just focus on my family and my kids because, like you said, Vera, those kids are going to have to be homeschooled for a while or move to a completely different school board, because they're not going to have any peace at school. They wouldn't. So I don't know, y'all. That's that on that, I guess. I do want to know everybody's desire, or what, how would you feel about this? There you are. How so what we just saw, Cherie, was just what you saw, I guess, Friday when they voted
Yes.
her off. Okay, and
It's
there
not
were
that they voted her off. I don't like that term. They she's on a leave of absence is what she's on.
okay, and Vera just read something saying that she is going to be gone, and
Yes.
that
And there's someone who's taking her place from now until I believe June.
yeah,
And
but
then
then
somebody else is going to come in and that'll be their position. The question that the people had when the board decided to send her on a leave of absence was this with pay or without?
Yeah, and they
Because
didn't answer. No, they did not answer,
and they
but
did not answer.
okay, we got that part. So, um, the next thing is if I was her, I would just focus on my kids because if her kids are in Hot Springs School District, Vera's right. There will be no peace for those children. Quite
And it's not
frankly, she's an educator, so she needs to homeschool for a minute to give her kids the ability, the strength to even handle this. Hot Springs School District is a very mixed, this is a mixed area of all kinds of people from all kinds of walks of life. They're not gonna have no peace, them kids not. They're gonna be the ones that wear the brunt of this. Now, another thing that I saw in that little video clip was that he is facing hundreds of additional charges.
correct.
Honestly, I don't see how she could continue the job, quite frankly. How?
I am with every parent who was there on Friday. She put their children at risk. Period.
Well, I want her to make a statement. And the reason that I would like for her to make a statement is what did you know? At least I would like her to have the opportunity to say, I knew that he had past transgressions. We thought that was behind us, whatever. I mean, let us understand a little bit because me sitting here looking at you thinking that your husband out here doing all of this and you know, and you're just, oh, baby, makes me look at you crazy.
She knew because he was there behind those walls previously. And she went there in the supposedly, allegedly, in the paid vehicle that the school board offers to her on those premises.
What premises?
Whatever ADC he was at,
Okay, are you talking about jail or prison?
prison.
Okay, so you're saying that he was convicted of something, he went to prison.
The first one, he was of this same charge, and she would visit him in a state vehicle.
Okay, this is my question. I mean, for me as an attorney, I'm not an attorney. Let me say this right. If I was in an attorney's position, for me, I would argue semantics. Like that can be argued away. That she had that's on the vehicle she had. Like it's ways to argue that away. Get that. So that's another question that I had, which you just I think answered it. He committed a crime. He went to prison.
Yes,
He got out.
yes,
He was put on the registry. She was with him before and after,
yes,
right? Okay. So is he in jail now because he violated that,
yes.
or is he in jail now because of new charges?
Both
So did they find the new charges because of the violation or the other way around?
because of the violation.
So, okay, so eh, he was on campus. It
And
came out that he was on campus, so they violated him. In the midst of the violation,
no,
they
it wasn't.
found,
I don't want you to be saying that he was on campus. The violation was he had internet access, and that's how they caught him. And
they
he
called.
states that in the second phone call.
Okay, so let's go listen to the second phone call. Okay, Garland County News says, I want to clarify one thing. We are not sure Stephanie's leave is paid or not. We're still working on that. What we do know is Becky Rosberg, why does that name sound familiar? Is an intern superintendent until June, and Mike will become the new superintendent afterwards.
Yes. and that was released on Friday. Because throughout the conversation, that when the board came back, it came out that they needed to get in
Oh
front
shoot.
of it.
Huh?
They stated she stated on a conversation with him, her husband,
Hey,
that
keep it real.
they had
Hold on. We're finna listen to.
go
We're gonna
ahead.
listen to the second one. We're gonna listen. Okay, so now we're finna listen to.
You called like two other times. Well, I was trying to set the account up and pay for it. And then the lady was like, I don't show that he's tried to call you. And I'm like, he's calling me now, like from the same number. And so then she was like, okay. And I gave her all my credit.
Oh no, you got to listen to that.
Got it.
Huh?
I hate saying it all over again. I'm so sorry. I couldn't sleep last night just thinking about everything. I'm gonna be in here a long time.
You know what? I'm being here for a long time, bitch. So the fuck. Whew, that shit irks me. But why is it motherfuckers ain't sorry till they get caught? I'm just so sorry. Why you wasn't sorry before your family knew about it?
Because he got
What's
the
gonna happen?
iPad without
Angie,
her
I
knowing.
didn't get home till after midnight. We didn't get to bed till probably 1. So I'm hoping that I sleep tonight. But wondering about him. Yeah, he's okay. And him and Jay are very upset with you. They are very angry at you, and you just need to be prepared for that. They understand now, and they're have no trust, and they're really mad.
That's their sons.
Yes.
Anyways, we just need lots of prayers because um, the board has called a special called board meeting tomorrow night, and the attorney's going to be there, and they've asked for me to be there, and Karen and Becky and Jennifer, and I think it's just to make sure everybody's on the same page and to have a statement ready. But I am going to talk to an attorney tomorrow that through AAEA would get 2 hours free and just have my ducks in a row if I'm asked to take a deal or something. So I don't feel like that's what's going to happen. I mean, like Debbie was like, I'm glad we have a 3-year contract locked in with you. We have no just cause. You are doing a great job. We're going to get through this. And then Linda was really serious. And I mean, she did say, we're behind you, but, they're also going to have to do what they have to do. And people are.
And that's where it comes from. That's where the mix up comes from. Because she did this call. She's saying that the board is behind her, but she specifically mentioned Linda White. That's the president. So it's given the illusion that everybody's behind her, but that's not the case. Now I don't know how the boards work, but Dino is the one who made the
The
move.
statement
Yeah.
he put it in motion.
Okay. So that's that. But she's clearly not realizing that these conversations are a matter of public record.
Being crazy. Uh,
I wonder what she's saying now. I know her ass wrecked.
People, I mean, I talked to a parent today who was very loving, and I talked to a parent today who was like, can't understand why you stay with him the first time. You're a mother too, and I don't agree with that. And I said, I respect that you don't agree with that, but I don't really feel like you have the right to judge me for my personal decisions, and it does not impact the job I do here. Like, yeah. I did not make these choices. I did not know he was making these choices. Like, I'm just doing my job. You do your job very well, and if it would help, and I may lose it. I may lose it because of this. Be careful. Tell him that you're not in divorce. I will. What I told that parent today was I was not going to be making decisions about my personal life in the middle of crisis. I wasn't going to do that. And that I vowed through better and worse and sickness and health. And I do have a lot to think about. And our kids have a lot to think about. And my husband, like, we just have a lot. And I was like, but I'm not going to make decisions right now. And
Well, I'm going to say this in all fairness. She's not wrong. It is the worst thing to do to try to make a major life decision when you are stressed out, when you are going through what feels like the worst thing in your life. They always say don't make major decisions when you're emotional. And so, common sense wise, that makes sense. She is a mother, but she apparently they have 19 years in this relationship too, though.
Yep.
But as the person said, why did you stay the first time? Like, so you know that he has had an impropriety before. And most of these people, I think they say that statistically 90% of people with these type of charges reoffend.
It's
That's
only a matter of time when.
I hope that people are safe because it's not their business. Girl, bye. So, what are you talking about?
It was on the news here, and they just all started calling out, "Hey, you're on the news! Hey, hey, hey!" And my son was saying he's a big guy, bigger than me. But he was saying, "Don't let it. I'm not hurt you, but I can't promise anybody else." But we had a big old talk because we got locked down for shift change, and he was very understanding. He says, "If you're telling me the truth," he says, "I think you are." Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking last night, you know, it is not insane. It's not logical for someone in my position to take the risk to do this. No. And so you have to be insane. Yeah. So I'm wondering if I do have some sort of mental defect. Well, we have to get you help and continued help. I should have never trusted you. I'm beyond frustrated with my naivety. Because I think that's the thing. I think the police are wondering if I did know about it. And if I did, like, that's not fair. It's not fair to me. No. I know. And there's just so much that we're going to need to talk about. But have you heard anything? About anything? Have you got any information? Not anything whatsoever. Okay. I don't know if you can put money on the phone. I've got money on the phone, but for me, I mean, $20. Oh, yeah. For you, you have to put it on to get the calls. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's cheaper if we do it if I can dial from here, so you can put money on my phone account. Well, 7 cents a minute. Fair. I don't think that was bad. Maybe not. We'll
It
figure
ain't
that
bad because
out.
you're making
We'll
200K
figure
a
it out.
year.
Honey, first of all, if you want to talk to somebody else, you got some money in your bank account. Cause I'm not finna pay for you to talk to nobody else.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. I, I don't know anything else. I haven't tried to call Francis or Stewart. I guess I might try to do that tomorrow. At some point.
Okay, stop. I'm gonna touch base on that. The reason why I'm gonna touch base on the phone situation right now with him asking her to put it on his books so that he can do it and he can make the calls of to whom he want to make the calls to.
Yeah.
The way that she went about doing it, I can even tell you this, the she went through Smart Inmate and put the money on the books
For
so that he
her.
can only call her.
And that's what I would have, if anything, that's what I would have did. Why I'm paying for you to call other people?
But they're at the Garland County Detention Center. They have two ways that you can put money on the books. You can put money under smartinmate.com or jail ATM. If she listens to him and goes back and put it under jail ATM, he can call whomever he want. That also allows him to use that towards his commissary. And she will have no knowledge of who he's calling.
If you have a
I,
relationship without trust, it's not much of one anyway. So, I mean, that's where she needs to figure out once she does start thinking about that.
She should have already been thinking about it.
Todd was who you checked in with, right? When he came home, she should have thought about that.
Period.
So what? I, I don't know if we should talk about it on the phone or not, but what precipitated them coming? What did they tell you? It was the ADC, the Community Corrections Parole and Probation, that was doing a compliance check, and they said I wasn't supposed to be on the internet at all. So that was a parole violation right there. And then they found that flash drive that I had saved stuff on just over the last, it was like on last Thursday or Friday, and then on Monday. Yeah.
So he's trying to say that he had stuff saved on the flash drive, but he just did it. And they just happened to come right within days of him saving stuff on a flash drive.
Yes.
But he's slow because does he not know that there's a thing called efix data that will tell you not only when the photo was created, it tells you the movement that the photo made from its original location of where you got it onto your drive, when it was put there, and any changes that was made to it.
He talks about that later on. But throughout this session right here, that what they just finished discussing, she, if you can listen to her, she's like, oh, what possessed them to come out now?
That's what she just said. Yeah, I just heard that part, and that's what he's saying.
And
But he's
he's saying for a parole violation because he's not supposed to be on the internet. Her response was, oh, as if she didn't know.
but let's be honest, maybe she didn't because
She knew. She
like
was
she
there.
just
She was there when
said.
her husband. You're not married. I am a married woman of 32 years in a few days. I know websites that my husband has been on without me being present because why? I check. It's not because I don't trust my husband. I have to protect me. So therefore, I'm going to have access to everything that you got as well as you can have access to me.
Okay,
There's nothing to hide.
with that being said, clearly this woman was not, she just said that. She was naive. She trusted him and she never should have. She said that. So maybe she's one of the not unlucky. Maybe she one of the dumb ones.
She book
Because
smart, but
when he
not street smart. We're going to put it that
I don't
way.
think she neither one.
And neither do I. I was trying to give her hope.
Because it would be an ongoing process and ongoing therapy that we would be still together if I even depending on the severity of what he did to go. Now, pictures, you can go to prison for pictures. If he went for pictures and nothing physical, I don't know if I would. It depends on what the pictures were. Like it's so much to that, but the bottom line is, if he had some kind of, it couldn't have. It might have just been pictures and stuff because.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I was wondering if you could check with Veronica or Vanessa if there's some sort of defense, guilty, by reason of insanity there, because it's just, it's insane. Yeah. Um, I had a huge mess to clean up, so I'm really mad about that too, because our house was a mess, our bedroom specifically. But yeah. Anyway, we'll go through all that at some point. Did clean up? Did they break anything? No, 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 no. They were very nice. The gentleman at the end said, "Your dick's got her right." I have great respect for him and your family.
Right.
Sorry you're going through this. Like, yeah, me too. So, because you got a loser. Well,
You know what? I couldn't be having this conversation. He is so worried about himself.
Yep.
And she literally is picking up the pieces of her life off the floor. And he is sitting here
Nonchalant.
worried about himself.
Because he's worried about pleading insanity. It's a mental block. There's something wrong
Vera
mentally.
says she looks very slow. Even looks at how she got the job baffles me. Yeah, because of her education credentials. Period. She's probably well educated.
She's not going to be looped into this based upon that white privilege thing. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and that's a part of it too.
Yep.
That's a part of it too.
Yep.
Um, that's how people like this are able to do what he did.
Yep.
That privilege. Because had he been anybody else that had brown skin, any type of brown skin, wouldn't be none of that. Wouldn't be none of this.
And she would have been removed the first day. Not we need a continuance until the 15th for the other board member to come back. But then after the phone calls leaked, all of a sudden now we need an emergency meeting because now we need to let her go out on administrative leave. Miss me with all of that. Her skin complexion is what got her where she at.
I am not going to put up with this stupid choices, and that's what I'm having to defend now and say I can't control your choices. Yeah. And that's what I'm serious. If you get a chance to call Vanessa about some sort of mental defect,
See?
researching that or looking yeah.
He's just worried about him. I'm serious. Who gives a shit, bastard?
The three things I need to do is I need professional counseling because the once a month with Father George did not work. It did not work. No. I need to stay busy, so I need to be full time employment. Yep. And you need to have zero access. Zero like zero to internet. Yeah. Nothing. Meaning even turning off the Wi-Fi. You're yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think they do have procedures for that to make it work. But yeah. You might not have to worry about it. If I'm not get out again, you might not see me again outside. So well, that'll. I would doubt that that's the case. I just hope they don't get additional charges on you. That's what I hope. Oh, I hope that they. There's no doubt they will. That's what I was worried about all night. I couldn't sleep last night. But they'd have to
Stop.
prove that it's new stuff. Can they prove
Did
Wait
you
a
it's
hear?
minute.
Did
stuff?
you hear him say? Did you hear her say? I hope they don't have it. They get any additional charges. He then responds with, "Oh, they will." Well, I hope not,
She's stupid.
man. If she don't take her ass to the
You know what
learnership.
though? But see, this is the thing, Cherie, and this is what I was saying to you a minute ago. She clearly doesn't realize that there's new that he had paraphernalia in their home. She can't realize that because he said something about a drive, and then she says something about new versus old. It don't matter. It's the fact that you had it in the place where your children lay their head. What are you talking about?
So
That
again, she putting her needs above the needs of her children, as well as the children of the district.
I feel like she don't understand what she really
Oh, she
battling
understands.
with. I mean, no, I think she's that stupid. Like you said, yeah, anybody can read a book and regurgitate information, but it don't sound like she's smart at all. At
Well,
all.
sign me up to get paid 200K, and I'm gonna be
And
just as
be dumb as
dumb and
dog
naive as
shit.
her.
Right.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't. Well, they know that it was saved. And, this time it was not downloaded whatsoever. I was not sharing it whatsoever. It was I saved images off of websites that I just was just clicking and could click to. They asked me what websites were, and it was just like
Okay, question. Because we haven't really went here and we have to be general when I ask this. Okay, he saved images. Is he talking about adults or otherwise?
He doesn't ever say, but what he was charged with before was adolescence.
Wow. Okay. See, now that puts it in a level of perspective for at least my thoughts. So
Because
I don't understand how she can let him around them kids. Like you could not be alone with my children.
so that goes back to me saying she altered the rules for him.
But I don't think she realized that's what she did. Well, you know what? I think what okay, I can't disagree with what you just said. Let me back up a little bit.
I'm not an
What I
attorney. I've
believe
never taken
is
law.
she's stupid enough that she thought she could take a damaged person at his word and just move on with life like he didn't spend time
For this
in the
crime.
clank. Girl, a person like that, they are, regardless to what the situation, they are a predator. You have to groom for that. You have to be a good liar. You have to be a manipulator. You have to have a situation where people can trust you of all types, not just adults. I mean, everything. But the biggest people you got to fool is grown folks because you got to be in the position to cause harm. And the only way you can do that is by yourself, which means people have to trust you enough to allow you the availability.
I agree.
It was miscellaneous random letters in the web address. You could type it in, it wouldn't come up. But you had to go through these clicks from different websites. And I was surprised when I found it that way. But
So you put time and effort into that, is what you're saying, sir.
Hello, all day.
well, maybe that will be a silver lining that you didn't download. You know.
Girl, the fact that he went and sought the information, he already lost there. That means that he is vulnerable to whatever it was, you idiot.
I don't know. I don't know. We just gotta pray. Gotta pray to figure all that out. And I'm not planning to get a lawyer. I just had a text message from First saying, "Todd, if you need our help, let us know." I think I didn't need a text message. We might need a lawyer just to deal with the prosecutors. I think Lawrence is going to hit it hard. Wow. We'll see. Because
If she's smart, she will clamp down around her family, which means I'm not going to spend money to help you who put us at risk. What I'm going to do is make sure I have the money to take care of my family for the next few years while we heal and while I get myself together, because clearly I'm part of the problem. That's what she need to be doing.
Hello.
Because I mean, he calling, talking about spending and girl, bye.
not really willing to spend a lot of money back. Well,
Okay, so
shouldn't
she,
be as much this time. We're not going to go to trial. I'm pleading guilty, no doubt. I mean, yeah. That's what made him mad last time, I think. Yeah. Pleading guilty. And then there's no doubt that I'm guilty. It's just last time I did that because of advice from a lawyer. Yeah. So, the no contest. Yeah. I don't know if you want to do any kind of video visits, but they do. They allow you 2 a week, 45 minutes, one on a weekday and one on a weekend. Okay. And what is that through? Is that smart? You have to call. No, you have to call up here, I think.
No, he ain't. She ain't got to call up there. That's
Oh,
through
like I come there to the
smartinmate.com.
station? Yeah. When I come there and you get on that video there? That's interesting.
No, you can do it from the comfort of your home. You got
If you want to,
Wi-Fi.
I understand. But I hope that you all answer my calls.
how are they gonna do it with him and he ain't supposed to be access to computers?
I can't promise it's gonna work. Then I need to your space. Yeah. But I don't want you just feeling
Because he's
at me.
incarcerated. They have
You want
supervision.
me what? I don't want you filming at me without talking to me at all. Oh, you're mad. You said, what did you say about the video visits? Once during the week and once on the weekend? Yeah. Is it a specific day or time? Or do you know? No, I don't know. I'll have to call and ask. Right. Okay. Yeah. It's for 45 minutes, I think, at a time. Okay. And you're saying, Drew, he would talk to me, I guess. I don't know if he will or not. Let me see. No. Well, if we have time, just real quick. How much time do you get? We're 15 minutes. This call will be terminated in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, we only got 2 minutes. Never mind. Do you want to? Say hi to your dad or no? We can we can do it another time. We can do it another time. He's only got 2 minutes, so the call's gonna end in 2 minutes. He loves you. I love him. He loves you too. He loves you too. They all love you. When can I call you back? Well, his games have been rescheduled to tomorrow, so I probably wouldn't call him back till Friday. Hey, did they win last night? They did. They did? Last 30 seconds. Penalty kick in the last 30 seconds. Yep. Good. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I love you. Friday night, but, give me time to get home from work and stuff, okay? Friday night.
Huh? Where's she work at?
Okay. I
The
love you.
school,
Happy birthday
she on
tomorrow.
the board.
Oh, so they go
Love
there
you,
to
Zach.
work every day? Like,
No.
Yeah,
Call will be terminated in 1 minute.
she
Oh,
is the superintendent. She
I love
goes
you very
every
much.
day.
We'll figure it all out.
so she like the big kahuna.
Yes,
So she's over the school board.
yes.
Oh,
Hold on a second. Quick. I love you, Dad. I love you so much. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you Friday night. All right. Love you. Take care, please. Stay safe. Love you. Bye. All right. Bye.
okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Until the next call is leaked.
Mm, I don't know what to say, honey.
There's nothing to say because she knew he wasn't supposed to be on the internet.
I don't think she knew.
She knew.
I think she's that slow.
She knew. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Play the role as if you didn't know anything. Okay.
I don't know, child. Because if that's the case, she's stupid again because she's already said too much on that call.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't
And
know.
hers is the one that represented him the first time. And that's who she received the text from that she was telling him, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah, because that's money for them.
Yeah.
They get paid whether things go good or bad.
Yep. And let me make it clear. The only reason why I know so much about the detention center is because I have
I know why. I
yeah.
ain't slow.
I'm just saying for the other folks to be questioning. I ain't got no record, but I got family members who's incarcerated. So I know how the system works. As far as putting money on there, doing the video visit appointments, along with uh, putting money for commissary and money on the books to where he can call whomever he wants, or you go through what I go through, which is the smart inmate that she mentioned, and you control who he calls. I'm putting money on your book. If it's $20, you get $20 worth of calls to nobody but me.
First of all, I think that she is waking up
She
only
part
be,
of the problem. She got to go.
only because she's realizing that she's waking up because this is gonna cost her everything.
Now again, I say I won't deny that she don't love him. Being with someone that length of time, yeah, I love you. I'm in love with you. I take my vows very serious as well as she. But before my vows and considering what my significant other is charged with, then I got to put my children ahead of him. Then I have to put my school kids ahead of him because I chose to stay with you for my
I want to
vow.
know how in the hell she got that position with that husband. That's the question I got. Was he already? I mean, cause he
He was
already.
already incarcerated when she got the position.
So did they not know he came home or something?
No,
How
they
was
knew. They knew. There was nothing that would prevent her from applying for that position or getting it.
okay? What I'm saying is this. Okay, you now have a husband who is an SA and on the registry. Okay, he was incarcerated. That's already bad enough. Then he comes home. How the hell?
Help it make sense.
I don't
And
understand it.
so if she's over the board and they are following her lead and they wanted to keep her on, the entire board needs to be replaced because they're part of the problem and they are not thinking of the other students at hand.
Let's even take it a step further. The optics of it is already horrible. There should never be a conversation, and I know that she can't control what he did or who he is, and she can't control that she fell in love with him, and it's not like he had a scarlet letter on his chest. So there's all of that, okay. But moving beyond that, the optics, there should never be a conversation where a offender and the school board come up in the same sentence. It's just bad for business. When he came home, they should have found another position, or she should have found her another job she could do that would not directly affect people and their children. Period. Vera says at this point,
I know. I'm seeing.
yeah,
Exactly. I agree.
no, yeah, you right, Vera. Like I couldn't even, because do you know how many people in this world love someone and they not with that someone? So she could still love him, but I wouldn't be with him. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to.
Let me stop you. Let's take it here. We're gonna put a spin on it. So I'm involved, and this is going to touch home very close and very dear to me, and that's probably the reason why I'm very passionate about this right now because I have had my child and children around someone as such as he. Okay, I'm a parent first. I am supervising to look at placement of hands. They're not on laps, none of that. I won't deny you of seeing the kids. Hello, but this is what is.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. I think
Exactly.
I think I know who you're talking about. This is my
You do?
question. This is my question. Do you believe they're guilty of the offense?
No.
Okay, so that's different.
No, I do not. I do not ever see that as the love that I have for that individual. I do not see that individual doing that. I have questioned and I have spoken. Why would you put yourself in a position for that?
There are a lot of people. Okay, we're not even going to go into are they guilty or not. We're going to go into the fact of this. There are a lot of people in jail right today who are guilty, but there are a lot of people who are in jail who are innocent. So you can't really ask that question because who said they put themselves in harm's danger? Somebody else could have put them in danger. So that's not even the question at hand. The question the issue at hand is you did what you did, but you did it
Knowingly.
with that, no, you did it no feeling, not knowing, but feeling they were innocent. I don't think it would have been the same if you really felt they were guilty. I don't think you could have operated in the same trust because at your heart of hearts, you will be looking at a child in the hands of a predator.
True.
So we can't even compare the two. I know of someone who is a predator, that is a predator. And the thought of them being in the same room as somebody that I love makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't, they didn't victimize me, but if I saw them even looking at somebody that I love, especially a child of mine, grandchild, anything, honey, I probably would be in prison. Now, you can't protect your family from everybody, but there's also things that you can't keep yourself from doing. And if you are even half the parent that I think you are, and if you are even half the protector that I am, it would be the same. You went along with what you went along. You thought that person was innocent, yet you still had the mindset that they were guilty. But in your heart of hearts, you feel that you feel that you feel that they are not guilty. I don't think, and if I would have to guess, your husband feel the same way you do. Because if I know James the way I think I know him, he wouldn't have even allowed him around.
True.
If he knew that person was guilty, I don't think he would have been okay with them being around him.
And he would not, regardless of what I say, he would stand firm on no. And it's not me trying to convince him otherwise. It
No,
would be a no,
with the
and that's
kids
it.
it would be a hard no. The adult, maybe he would let her make that decision with protest.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an adult. But the children, I just don't think he would be able to stomach that. I don't.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't. So it's with this whole situation, because the superintendent is the highest position. Like, I don't even understand why she was foolish enough to even put herself there. And like Vera just said, every news outlet around is talking about this. Those kids are gonna be smeared,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't got nothing to do with them.
Nope. Their parents put them in this position.
So, oh Lord, yeah. So I don't know. I hate it for them though. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vera. My kid comes first before anything. Over my
Oh, girl,
spouse,
no.
over my
She
job.
said, when her girls were little, I feel you. I didn't trust them around anybody. Period. Not even my man. And you know what? It's funny she says that. I have this guy friend. We dated when my kids were young, and so we lost contact for a long time, and then after a while we regained contact. And he made a comment to me once talking about um something about taking my kids to the park. And girl, I'm looking at him like, who fucking kids he talking about? Y'all remember that time I took the girls to the park and I was like, child, looking at him like he was retarded. Cause I never would have trusted no man to take my kids nowhere. Honestly, I would have let their daddy take them, but you know what I'm saying? I still would have been, but just because. Now, did I think that he would even ever dream of hurting them? No. But I damn sure wouldn't let a man who wasn't mine, that I was just casually seeing, take them nowhere. Like, it's
Nope.
nowhere in the hell. So when he said that, I'm looking at him like, do you even know me? But I let him have his pipe dream because, it made him feel good. But I was like, child boo, I don't play that shit. I don't play that. I'm sorry. And it wouldn't have been nothing personal, even if we got serious. The only way he would have kept my child if it was his. And hell, still then he only gonna keep him out of necessity. I don't know. Oh girl, I don't
Well,
know.
I've been on both ends.
What, dating a person and letting them keep your child?
Well, before I got married, but it's not that he kept my kid. He was there present with my child amongst other family members. He was free to go and do whatever he wanted, but my child was there with my mother.
Oh, I see what you said. No, that's totally different. This guy is saying that I allowed him to take my children from my house by himself and he took them to the park.
Mm-mm. No, ain't none of that. And when I decided to get married, I got married to who I wanted to get married to, when I wanted to get married.
And at
That
that point, it yes, it becomes different at that point.
mm-hmm.
And I know that you have to trust some people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I would never trust anybody, but in this particular situation with the relationship that we had, that's not something that I did. I did not allow him to take the girls. That just no. Mm-mm.
Right.
Well, anyway, this was a good little conversation. Those of you who are interested in this topic, we're probably going to continue to talk about it as the situation progress. Um,
Oh, it's done already progressed. And Vera, check your messenger, because what I'm going to send to Michelin CMB tonight, I'm sending it to you as well, so you will see where we are up to speed. So when he goes in front of the next legal person, however
yeah,
this may go.
okay. Well, yeah, we will continue to talk about it. The lives will probably be late night lives, but um, yeah, we'll stay abreast of it. And as you guys watch this live, those of you who choose to watch it, I appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Also, let us know your stance on it, how you feel about it. Now, yes, this is personal to myself, Vera, and Cherie, just because we
It's in our hometown.
yes, our hometown, and I know that you guys probably won't feel the same way, but whatever the case is, yeah, just just give us your point of view and how you feel about it. Also, I want to ask this question as I close out. Is there anybody who feels that with all that you've heard in this live, that her situation and her job should be protected? Like, do you feel that she is not complicit and that there is any type of scenario where she should keep her job? Me personally, I'll go ahead and answer the question. I'm gonna say no, just because there's just for one, the optics are horrible. For two, she didn't even have the wherewithal to look out in her household because whatever they found it in the home. For three, she was with someone, and if we are to believe what she's saying, she is given the impression that she was unaware that he was supposed to be online, and she didn't have any idea that her husband is spending time online buying uh tablets and stuff and this, that, and the third. And it's clear that her time with this man has given her an obvious weakness to him, and it is also clear that he has uh a position over her, that he can manipulate her. And just the fact of her being able to be manipulated is enough that she should not be trusted with other people's children, because she didn't even protect her own.
Period.
So for those simple reasons, I don't think that she should keep the job. And then it's just too much. It's too much drama for the school board. You are the superintendent of the school board.
And it's not about, you need to add in there that it's not about being placed on administrative leave. She needs to go because right now, as it stands, the public does not have answers as to whether it is a paid administrative leave or administrative leave without pay. That's
Well, I mean, let's just even not even go into that particular part. It's the fact of, can you competently and confidently say that you trust her with the city's children?
no.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's all. If you cannot trust this woman to sit on that board and competently protect these kids, and she may not have served him up, but he's worried about going to a hockey game or soccer or whatever the heck. But at the same time, we don't know what he thinking about while he there, who he sizing up,
Yep.
and things of that nature. It's too much negativity and it's too many horrible optics in this situation for it to be in the best interest of anybody other than his self-serving behind it. We don't care about him. So that's that on that. So before we end, okay, I done told you how I feel. Now we pretty much know how Cherie feel, but I'm gonna go ahead and let her close out and say what she got to say.
I'm going to close out with saying she does not need to receive pay because her pay comes from the taxpayers of the city paying her salary. If they are going to have her on administrative leave, it needs to be without pay, and you take all her accolades that the city allows her to have, vehicles, cards, whatever. All of that needs to be out of her control because no, she's just not worthy of having it at this point. She's not making the greatest decision for the interest of other people's children. She's got to go. And if they don't let her go, because I'm sure right now, I'm pretty sure I can assume they are trying to find a loophole somewhere to keep her with this being drug out. But hey, my vote is she's got to go. And if they don't let her go, the whole board needs to be replaced. I stand firmly on that.
Okay, tell me this. In light of what you just said, that you feel like they're trying to find a loophole to keep her. Give me one positive. I did hear someone say she did good for the school board. Okay, great, whatever. What would be the benefit of keeping her with all this negativity and the harsh criticism and outraged parents? What would be any benefit of keeping her?
There's none.
Because the job that she's done is now completely and will forever be overshadowed by the
It's tempered.
scandal.
It has been tempered.
So there's no reason to keep her. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this live here. I do apologize for all the issues earlier. And hopefully, when we come back with this conversation, um, we'll have a little bit more organization in how we run it. But I do hope that you guys are interested here in the story itself. And we look forward to your comments. I will definitely make sure that I pay attention um, to the comments, and we will definitely get back with you with any information uh, and
Thank
any
you
other
for having
calls.
me.
Oh, yeah, she says thank you for having. So I get this was actually the Cherie show, Midnight with Cherie. You might as well say, because like I said, she's the subject matter expert with this. I was just using my platform to give it a voice because I felt like this was something important enough for us to talk about. And in spite of what most people think, we as African Americans can't, young women who didn't graduate college, we can still talk with intellect and well articulation. We're known for that here in the spa. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, guys, see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Hugs and love.
Bye. Vera laughing. Bye,
Check
guys.
your
Oh, let me play
messengers.
my outro, honey. I done forgot I'm on my show. Let me go on and play the outro. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
She get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Don't be in the humble life. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to go broke tonight, holding hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories I've ever made in my life. Permanent ecstasy. The ladies is pimps tonight, living inside a dream. Let's play where the love is like. I put that on my own. Get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Don't be in